guys, it's Gregory, and awesome to see you as always here with a very cool edition of Boy Meets Beauty. You can see it over here. I'm not alone today. If you were on Instagram yesterday, you saw I kind of gave a little sneak peek about today's topic, which is oxygen. Yeah, now you can tell I'm totally amped up about this, and it's not just because of the coffee and the Red Bull. It is because oxygen is one of my favorite ingredients for the skin, and it's actually one of my favorite treatments to do at my studio as well. So we've heard about it a lot. It's professional treatments, it's at-home skincare. So let's get the scoop. Why do we love oxygen? Well, what does it do for the skin? You know, obviously oxygen is vital to life. We need it to live, right? But on the skin, it has a really interesting effect. It helps to brighten, decongest, and clarify the skin. The effects of an oxygen treatment are naturally antibacterial, creating a really clean space for the pores. Cooling, calming, soothing, revitalizing. So you can see, I know all of us are different skin types, but we'd all be like, yeah, I want that. So, you know, you've heard too about like the red carpet treatments, like Madonna and Gwyneth and Beyonce, all the first names, obviously do red carpet treatments, and those are typically oxygen treatments because they give that vitality and glow. But it's not just because of the glow. What an oxygen concentrator does, and that's what this is a professional machine. This used to be like a machine that would be for somebody to actually utilize like oxygen therapy for breathing, but it has been tweaked for cosmetic use, and that's what it says here. I don't know if you can see that. But, so yes, this is not for medical use any longer. It's just for cosmetic use. But they call it a concentrator because it doesn't have a tank. Back in the day, you would actually have to have an oxygen tank to do an oxygen facial, but they're very hazardous because they're so flammable. They're really expensive. So luckily technology evolved, and this is an oxygen concentrator, which filters, there's a filter in the back, ambient air, meaning surrounding air, through a process on the inside, a very fancy chemical process, which I'm not even going to chat to explain. I just pretend it's all like unicorns and rainbows back there that does it. But what it does is it filters it, and the end result is that puts out about 95% pure hyperbaric oxygen. Hyperbaric meaning a very fancy word for high pressure. That is a very pure oxygen because the oxygen in the air around us is about 20% pure. So you can tell that's why you're really going to get that amazing vitality to the skin. You know, you've heard too, they have like all the oxygen bars in Vegas for breathing, and they pump oxygen into the casinos. It's because it gives you energy and vitality. So you can see why it would do the same thing in your skin. So let me kind of show you a little bit about the professional oxygen concentrator. I'm gonna get the little hose back here. This one has this snazzy little like Barbie suitcase handle. Can you imagine me like walking this up the street? No, I didn't. I put it in the car. Come on. But anyway, so this is the hose. This is tweaked to the right amount of pressure. And then I'm going to attach it to this little airbrush wand, which is very similar to like the airbrush wand you would use for makeup. Now, what's going to happen is I've already put in a little serum in this, because what's fabulous about this is that hyperbaric action is going to really push that serum deep into the skin, and it breaks it down into such a fine mist that these are all really lightweight liquids. So it breaks it into a fine mist. So again, you get this enhanced penetration and absorption into the skin of these serums. So your esthetician would choose one that is appropriate for your skin type. This is a hyaluronic acid serum, so it's gonna help to draw and bind moisture and plump up those fine lines, which I love. So let's turn it on. It's a little noisy. Not super noisy. This machine's a little quiet, but you definitely hear it. And then I'm gonna hit treatment mode. Bam! And that puts it into that. And you can watch too, as I pull this, you see that little bubble ball pop up. So I don't know if you can see the mist on the camera. It's probably really hard to see because it's like water, it's clear. So when I pull it back, it releases the mist, and when I press it down, it's just oxygen. So this feels amazing. It is so cooling on the skin. I love to do this at the end of all of my treatments for my clients. So many of them add it on because it just gives that amazing radiance and vitality to the skin. A really great glow. And like I said too, if I'm treating somebody who has even like, you know, congested skin, it's going to help to decongest. For acne skin, it's going to create that really clean space in the pores. Dry skin and older skin, it's going to help to plump up all of those fine lines so it looks and feels amazing, and it really does give that radiance and glow. Now, here's the scoop. Treatments like this are kind of expensive, and not always easily accessible. And you can't always have a machine like this in your house like some of us can. Wink, wink. No, this one's going back to the studio. Although I do always say, if I could bring one machine home, it would be this one because I love the effects of it. So there are products in skincare, masks, serums that are oxygenating as well. What these do, a mask would use an ingredient like stabilized hydrogen peroxide or another one, which is very popular and effective, called perfluorodecolin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm not even gonna try and spell it for you guys. I'll put up the spelling so you can see how hard it is to pronounce. But what these do is, upon activation on the skin, create oxygen molecules to get that clarifying, decongesting, and brightening effect on the skin. Other products like serums and creams use industry ingredients, which is like a blend of ingredients like Revitalamin BT, Oxygen Skin, and these are blends of extracts that don't create oxygen on the skin, but increase oxygen levels in the cells. So two different ways. One of my favorite ways is obviously a mask to create a result like this at home. You want that instant gratification and clarity. So the other day I was poking around Instagram and I mentioned to the very cool people at Dr. Brandt that I was going to be doing this video, and they sent me their new Oxygen Facial Flash Recovery Mask. Now, this is an awesome option to recreate this kind of treatment at home. If you can't get to the spa, or if you don't have like the $175, $85 budget, yes, it's expensive, to get an oxygen treatment. This is, I believe, about $65. The packaging is very cool. Look at this. It's like a pill, because you need your beauty pills. So what I'm gonna do is actually show you guys how this works, because I did this the other day and fell in love with it. You know, it was Pride weekend, which is like a really long, crazy, oh, this is out, long weekend, so it was a lot of events and stuff. So, you know, you're tired afterwards and during, and you need to do like a fabulous like facial treatment to get your perk back up. So, damp skin, I'm gonna take just a teeny bit of the mask. You'd use a couple pumps for your face, but since it's just my hand, I'm not gonna use too much. And you'll see it's going to start to foam up. Can you see that? How cool. I'm like, look, don't block my light hand. So you can see the foaming action. It feels nice and cool and refreshing, but that's that perfluorodecolin, which this does have that ingredient, creating that those oxygen molecules on the skin to give you that brightness, that clarity, and that radiance, and to help decongest the skin as well. So what you do is you leave this on for about 3 to 5 minutes, and it actually will kind of foam up and then dissipate and go away. And that's when you know it's ready to like rinse off. And it does. It just gives you a really, really nice effect to the skin. Great way to replicate a professional treatment at home. So thank you to everyone at Dr. Brandt for sending this to me. It's a very cool product. I'm in love with it. I've tried other ones before, you know, Philosophy makes one and Bliss makes one. So this is very new and fabulous and was very, very effective and did a great job in giving me instant radiance right here at home instead of having to go down the street to the studio. So after a couple minutes, we'll just wipe it away with a little wet cloth. And I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can totally see that this one's like a little lighter. Even more even. It feels great. On the skin, the activity is really, really nice and refreshing too. So, you know, if you travel a lot, if you're a smoker, if you're jet lagged, you know, overworked and stressed, this all takes its toll on your skin, and oxygen's an amazing way to combat that and give the look of well-rested and vitalized skin. So I am going to put the link to the Dr. Brandt Flash Recovery Mask in the link in the descriptions, and then to a couple of other ones, because you guys know I like to give you guys some options and choices so you can do a little research. But definitely check it out. So now you know why oxygen is your skin's BFF and why I'm so crazy about it. So I'm gonna actually go back to work. I gotta go down, do my clients. I gotta bring this with me or else they're not gonna be happy. Anyway, don't miss me on Instagram and Twitter at GregorsLA, Gregory Dillon on Pinterest. Leave me your comments. I love being in touch with you guys. Have a fabulous week. Love you all and keep it beautiful.